Hi, I'm Jonesy Thompson, here to have a little chat with you about essential oils versus fragrance and why I'm not choosing sides. So, yeah, based on that, you can find I've firmly chosen a position and it's called straddling the fence, and I'll explain why. I have a lot to say about it. I've been thinking on this for quite a while and I have a lot of thoughts. So let's get into it. First of all, let's chat about smell in general. I want to know your thoughts about this too. So please hang with me till the end. It won't be very long, and I want to hear your own thought about it because I think we could have some great discussions about this. So, smell is tied to our emotions because our olfactory receptors, where we smell things, are linked to the limbic system of our brain, where emotions are processed, especially particularly rough emotions, more traumatic emotions, they're stored there. And what you're smelling, what you're taking in can come from any source, right? It can come from something synthetic, it can come from something natural, but smell is there. Our brain is always trying to take it in, as it is all of our senses. And so it is tied to that. And then we build associations. For example, I go to my grandmother's house. She spoils me. Her house smells like this. So I'm always going to think of pecan pie smell associated with my grandmother who spoils me, and I'm probably going to love it. Just an example. You may be the exception to this rule, but you understand what I'm meaning in generality here. Or I'm taking this test at school, it's stressing me out, and I also happen to be sitting next to the pencil sharpener. So now when I smell pencil shavings, I'm going to have test anxiety a little bit, that little bit of association. It's one of those things our brain is always processing, and we can reason beyond what our emotions are feeling when we smell something, but nonetheless, our brain is processing it. And some people are particularly attached to their smells, just like some people are attached to a song or they're very moved by a painting. There are others who are very moved by their sense of smell. I'm one of them. And it's so bizarre that someone could be that attached to things they're smelling or just that sense in general. But as long as I can remember, I always have been. So if you are one of those people, if you are, comment. I want to know who these people are. I know I'm not alone in this. There are others of us, but it's just the sense that I've always been very, very connected to. And so all of these things are reasons to consider both essential oils and fragrance, but we'll talk about each of them just a small bit. Essential oils are based in nature. We're taking plants, squeezing out or distilling out the most concentrated beneficial parts of them so they can be used. And I'm not going to get into the weeds of brands and purity, although I could make a lengthy video for all of that. I'm not going to. Ideally, they're completely natural. So that assures people that they're not going to be getting parabens. They're not going to be having phthalates and formaldehydes and other things that we don't want in our products. You wouldn't have to worry about it in a pure essential oil, at least as we use them in modern times. You wouldn't have to worry about it like that. There are, in past times, I'm speaking very generally, but in past times, there were essential oils taken from herbs that while they might have helped something, they actually were detrimental to health, and we have kind of eliminated those as ones that we would be using commonly, that they would be in production. So you wouldn't have to worry about those so much. Also, because they're from nature, they're a little bit better for our environment, right? They're going to be better in our cleaners and those things that we use that are going to end up going back into the environment. They're better that way. And the natural compounds of essential oils don't just smell pleasant, but they're actually beneficial. And this is another area I can't get into the weeds on because things are monitored. But you yourself can go to the PubMed website and research what oils are being tested in verified scientific studies by doctors so that you can see for yourself what's going on out there. And we have more testing for it than we ever have before. So your nose might not even be able to distinguish between an essential oil and a synthetic smell. Sometimes they smell very similar, but your cells do know the difference. They do. Okay. And now to debate me is me. I'm going to be on the other side now and share with you a little bit about fragrance and how I'm straddling the fence this way as well. People in the natural community, they're so passionate, and I love how passionate the natural community has been in making waves with manufacturers of home care and personal care products. And while I might not exclusively use only natural products, I do appreciate the strides being made in trying to get them safer and safer and safer. That is something we've needed. We're behind some other countries in this, and it's where we shouldn't be. We should really be the leader in this thinking and in this type of production. And I see a lot of marketing, and perhaps I was guilty of this. I will say maybe I have been, in creating some fear around anything that's synthetic in our products, like they're destined to make us sick. Is it possible that fragrance items might contribute to poor health and issues? Yes, for sure. Is it also possible that unaddressed emotions are also a precursor to poor health and issues? Yes, yes, and yes. It's called dis-ease for a reason. I do deeply believe that most things we experience physically are a manifestation of things we've maybe not dealt with emotionally. So that brings me right back to the beginning, and that is that we have feelings around smell, no matter the source, and you can use that to your advantage. If one helps you to maybe sleep better at night, you're a little comforted by one that smells relaxing. If another helps you fall asleep better, okay, great. Why not use those to your advantage? That's self-care. That's what we need to be doing. We need to be thinking about how to support ourselves using our senses. They're there for that. I'm a believer. I know that God created us with all of the senses. What we take in can cause us stress, or it can help us also to process and ground. And so I'm just very thankful for all the tools that we have. Self-care is important. And I want to say one little last side note, and that is that there are body care and fragrance companies that are making even a $4 body mist that don't have phthalates and parabens. And I know there may be other things happening here. I'm not testing this to see the safety, but I just know those things are listed they're listed as not in here. And I gotta say that if a $4 body mist company can do this, why can't designer, why can't niche fragrances do this, even if it makes the cost a little higher, but they're doing it for $4. But why can't they make the product safer? If they can do it, I feel like these other brands can do it. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's try to make our products cleaner if we can. And they don't necessarily even have to be natural to be safe. We want safety. We want to know the products are safe. And that's good to know your due diligence. So you'll still find me here straddling this fence between believing that both are great. I want to know where you stand on this. Comment below. Please be kind. Please be kind. Be adult. Be mature in your thoughts. But I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Please follow if you're not already.